I'm at the bus station, about to go to Bacolod, hopefully direct, hopefully it will get there in a couple of hours, apart from going around the top of the island via Escalante, so hopefully we're going direct to Bacolod.
Yeah. Like you, he's a vlogger also.
Is he a blogger?
Oh, he's a vlogger also.
You can go to Bacolod either around the top of the island via Escalante, or you can go direct through the mountains. So to try and ask which direction the bus was going was a bit of a palaver. So eventually I found the right bus. 2 stops to Bacolod, but their English wasn't great, so asking them whether it's going around the top of the island or directly to Bacolod was a little bit taxing. So let's try again. That was the wrong bus. I asked them so many times if that was going via Escalante or going direct to Bacolod, and they assured me a number of times that was going direct to Bacolod, but it wasn't. It was going via Escalante. So I got off after 15 minutes and had to come back to the main terminal. Luckily there was a young lad who came and sat next to me who translated to the bus conductor that I was going the wrong way. So they stopped a bus that was going to Dumaguete in the other opposite direction in the pouring rain, and I got on that and I came back to the bus terminal. Yeah, that was going to take 4 hours. So I've just lost half an hour by getting the wrong bus. So hopefully, let's try again, see if I can get to Bacolod, the direct route. Hello, good morning, good evening, and welcome to Bigg World Cinema. Without further ado, we'll continue with what you're here for. So it's almost 4 o'clock. If I'd stayed on that bus, the first bus that was going around the coast, I would have been here at the same time as wasting an hour going back to the terminal and getting another bus. Anyway, I'm here now. I'm in a taxi going to the hotel, and as I got out the bus I was asked for 300 pesos to get in a trike to go 1 mile down the road. Who says trike drivers have a bad reputation? So I previously stayed at one of the rooms along the corridor down here on the ground floor, but now they put me in a room upstairs. And this is my room. Twin beds, TV, table, hangers, and somewhere to put your clothes. Looks like a decent bathroom with bum gun, hooray! So I turned up at the hotel just before the rain started. So I hadn't booked a room, and when I turned up I said, do you have any availability? And the lady on the reception said, oh yes, we have a room at 1400. And then she checked on her system and she said, oh no, we don't have any rooms for 1400. The lowest price is 1700. So just as she said that, the heavens opened really, really heavily, and I said, oh, I need to sit down and look for somewhere else. So I sat down, looking on Agoda for somewhere else. The rates here were 1700, as she said, and then I was looking at other places online, and then suddenly 3 rooms came available at this place at 1400. So I booked online for 1400. So here I am. So what I love about this place is the garden. I've been here twice before. It's a lovely garden setting and it's a lovely environment to work. So when I had the room around the corner, not the one where I am now on the second floor, when I had the room around the corner I could sit outside my room, and it was a lovely place just to sit outside and work all day. So that was one of the reasons why I came back here, because of the garden. Morning. On Agoda I booked a room for 2, and I got 2 breakfast coupons, so I have 2 breakfasts coming. Not that I'm greedy or anything. I wish they'd done that at Cocoa Grove. I'm sure I booked a room for 2, but I never got 2 breakfasts, which was a little bit annoying in hindsight. Anyway, I'm writing the diary in the garden before my food comes. My 2 breakfasts have arrived. 1 rice, 2 eggs, tocino and garlic sausage. I'm at Capital Park and Lagoon in Bacolod. It feels like I'm in a park in Thailand. Lots of people walking around. Good morning. It's a lovely park. I've been here a couple of times before and it is a lovely park, with this huge expanse of water. Feels like a bit of a waste, all that water. And less grass. So very soon this park will empty because it will get too hot for the locals, and they'll all disappear inside. There has been a lot of rain recently. I wouldn't want to come down that chute and land in that puddle. People standing to attention for the national anthem. So let me show you my room on the ground floor. This is probably the worst room in the hotel. This is it. Oh gosh. I haven't even bothered unpacking. I'm not staying long. So hanging space, hairdryer, bathroom, Strange to see a toilet roll holder that is up that way. Anyway, shower, good shower, decent shower. It's nice to see a UK made shower. This is my third time staying at this hotel. When I first came here 2 years ago, they upgraded me and put me in a really nice room. And then second night, I had to transfer to a lesser room. And then last year I was here, I stayed in a different room that was also better than this. So I think I've tried 3 or 4 different rooms in this hotel. So when I came back yesterday, I was early. I checked out of my old hotel at 12 o'clock and I came here. So I probably got here about 20 past 12. And they said, well, check-in's not till 3 o'clock. On the booking form it says 2 o'clock, but they said check-in is not until 3 o'clock. So I said, can I stay in reception and just work on my computer until the room is available? Yes, okay. As I got my laptop out and started working on my computer, there was girls from the laundry. There's a laundry opposite which is attached to the hotel, so the laundry is owned by the hotel. So the girls from the laundry were in the hotel dining area folding up clothes. And I recognised them from my video from last year, so I pulled up the video from last year and they started laughing and said, oh yeah, Big World Cinema. So when the main girl from the reception came along, I said, oh, I featured these 2 girls in my video, and we all had a good laugh, and they knew that I'd stayed there a number of times before. And then my room became available about 1:30, I think. So they showed me to my room, they walked me towards this room, and I thought, knowing the hotel, this is the worst room in the hotel. I didn't say anything, I just took it. What can I do? So there was another lady in the reception and she said, I'm glad you came back to stay with us again. But there was still no preferential treatment. They still gave me the shittiest room in the hotel. So I go back to C&L Bayview regularly in Dumaguete. I've been to Dumaguete 4 times and I've stayed in the same hotel 4 times. I must have stayed in that hotel about 35, 40 nights in the last 2 years on 4 occasions. And every time I walk back into that hotel, they say, oh, hello, sir, welcome back. Great to see you again. I always get the pick of the rooms. So they show me different rooms, and I have my favourite rooms in that hotel. And they all, if it's available, they will give it to me. And what am I saying here? I don't know. It's just that it's just a shame that I've come back to this hotel and just been given the shittiest room. One of the best things about this hotel is the Wi-Fi. That's pretty good. So this is smart data. It's almost as good as the hotel's Wi-Fi, apart from the upload. I'm outside Coffee Bean and Tea Leaf in Bacolod. A little bit different location to Coffee Bean and Tea Leaf in IT Park in Cebu. So I'm outside Ayala Mall. There's a couple of decent malls here, Ayala, SM City. And there's the Chinatown Mall as well. What I love to do is having a cappuccino outside, watch the world go by, and think about why I'm here in life and in Bacolod. A lot of people apparently are heading to Bacolod to retire, to escape Duma Rigreti. But why are they here? Why come to Bacolod? What does Bacolod offer? Good question. I guess if you're in your condo, you've got a gym, you've got your swimming pool, you've got your nice condo, you can cook for yourself. It doesn't really matter where you are, does it, in the world? What does Bacolod offer that is better than other places in the Philippines? I will let you know. That is the point of this video. Stay tuned. 2 sugars in my coffee. Yeah, I know it's not healthy, but I'm beyond caring now. I'm at Kenny Rogers in Ayala Malls. When I first came to the Philippines, I never used to eat at places like this. I would always go to Carinderias because I thought they would be a lot cheaper, and they are. I didn't realise that coming to places like this in the Philippines wasn't that expensive. So I only started going to places like this probably a year ago, and I've been coming to the Philippines for quite some time, and I'd never come to places like this because I always thought the food was more expensive. Hello. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Thank you. So I have got a quarter roast chicken and 2 side dishes, steamed vegetables and mash with spinach for 290 pesos. I didn't realise it was going to also come with rice and a muffin. So that's not a bad deal, is it? 290 pesos. Quarter chicken with gravy. Isn't that yummy? Bon appetit. So if you like what you're seeing here, hello, and want to stay connected with life in the Philippines, I think you need to subscribe and click the notification bell. Thank you. Okay, so it's not like walking along the boulevard in Dumaguete, and it's not like walking along a beach in Siquijor, but it's a park. There's lots of life going on, lots of people around. At least it's a place to stretch your legs and get motivated first thing in the morning, which is very important nowadays for me. Morning! It's a nice square with lots of activity going on. All the Zumba dancers are out. Also, it's great that it's not raining at the moment. It's the beginning of July, it's rainy season, and every day rain is forecast. So yesterday afternoon it started around 5 o'clock and lasted for a few hours. But at least it's not raining every day, heavily every day, throughout the day. That would be a nightmare. So I'm a bit of a creature of habit. I start walking in a city one day and then I go the same direction the next day. So yesterday I started at Rizal Park and walked down to Lagoon. And I'm doing the same thing again today. What does that say about me? Actually, I do love this area down here. Down by the lagoon, down by the government offices. Oh. It's a lovely part of Bacolod. And there's actually pavement you can walk along. How often do you see this in the Philippines? Where there's a pavement that you can walk along unobstructed. You don't find pavements like this in Cebu City. It's actually a nicer city to walk around than Cebu City, where most of the time you're walking in the road. So this is where I had my afternoon cappuccino yesterday, at the Coffee Bean at Tea Leaf in Ayala. I'm about to interrupt the Zumba dancers. So I'm back to walking in the road again. It's a nice little street. with the little caranderias. So I'm back on Laxon Street, which is one of the main streets that runs through Bacolod. When checking online, people said you should stay at La Fisher Hotel, which I checked. It's got a swimming pool. Rooms are around 2,000 pesos, which is beyond my budget. So Laxon Street, as I say, Laxon Street is the main street that runs through Bacolod. There's no real centre. Well, so what do you regard as a centre? I guess the area around SM City and Rizal Plaza is quite central, but is there a centre? Is there a centre in any city? Or is it all just spread out? I'm on my way to my third hotel in 3 days. First hotel, 11th Street. Didn't have any more rooms after the first night. And Calais Suites. Didn't have any more rooms after the first night. All the prices had gone up. So the 2 nights I booked online for those 2 places were relatively cheap, but their prices have now gone up, and it's Monday, which is quite weird. Walking to the next hotel, which is not that far away. So hotels in Bacolod around the 1,000, 1,200 peso mark have not got very good reviews. So those 2 hotels I have stayed at before and have had decent reviews and have come up trumps, but other places in Bacolod around this price range don't have very good reviews. So I've been struggling to find a decent place at that price range until one came up this morning. The good thing about Agoda is prices do drop on the day. If you book on the day, prices do drop. I booked today's accommodation around 9 AM and it had dropped to around 1,200 pesos. I had not seen this hotel listed before until today, so I assume over the weekend it was a lot more expensive. I'm walking through the plaza. It's midday. It's actually quite busy with people. The plaza is a place where a lot of people come to have massages, pedicures, there's shoe menders. There's a lot of activity in this plaza. And a lot of people hanging out. Don't normally see this many people hanging out in the Philippines in the middle of the day. Good afternoon. It's quite covered, he says, walking through an open area. Chess players here. And I did actually walk through the park this morning and a lot of people sleeping on the benches who obviously have been here overnight. Hello. So Bacolod. Would you live in Bacolod? Always my question when I turn up at a different town or city. Would I live there? I do prefer staying downtown in a city where all the action is. Although when I was staying downtown in San Carlos, all the streets were deserted after dark. That also happens in cities. I mean, Dumaguete in the city, after dark, when all the businesses are closed down, there's not a lot going on. That's what happens in the cities. Well, it happens in London as well. In the financial district, after dark, everything closes down. I found my hotel. Thank you. Hello. Want to be on film? Is that okay? Thank you. So this is my new room. So as soon as you walk in, you have a wardrobe. Is there any hangers? The $30 million question. Yes, there's hangers. Bed, table by the window, and desk, lovely desk and TV. And the bathroom, sexy man in the mirror. Basically, everything's a bit old and dated, but I like old and dated because I'm old and dated. Yeah, everything looks good. Shower with heater, bum gun, towel on the floor with a hole in it. So I'm paying 1,275 pesos, which is £16.50, $23 for this lovely room. It's the best room I've been in the last 3 days. This has changed since the weekend because they're having special discount prices during the weekdays. So I've lucked out. And complimentary waters and a kettle, which is great to see. No fridge, but can't have everything. And the view from my window. And this is the hotel's Wi-Fi. The lady did say, and reviews did say, it cuts out, but seems to be okay at the moment. This is smart data. If I stand near the window, I can get 5G, and it goes over 100. So this is the gym, and these are the prices. 100 pesos walking, and there's plenty of way here. This is the second floor. Half chicken, 160 pesos. So here's SM City, Bacolod. And here's some new condos being built near the sea. So this resto bar is new, this wasn't here before. I've just extended for the third night at the Oriental. So the previous two places I stayed at, their prices were fluctuating every day, so it kept going up and down. So I'm quite settled now. I'm quite settled in the fact that I know that the prices are not going to change. It's going to stay at 1,299 per night, and there's a gym down the road. There's a rotisserie chicken down the road. There's Rizzle Park down the road. There's SM City down the road. Everything, I'm quite central in Bacolod. So I feel quite settled now. The first 2 days I didn't feel settled at all. I've got a nice working space. The internet is not brilliant here. Well, I was watching Wimbledon last night and it only cut out once. And I haven't had to upload yet. But it's a good hotel. It's a good hotel. Hotels in Bacolod around the 1,200 peso mark, $20, are a little bit hit and miss. So I found a decent place and I'm going to stay here a little bit longer.
Just a quick reminder to please click the thumbs up button if you liked the video, or thumbs down button if you didn't. Obviously. Thank you.
This is my third time in the city. The first time I came here was 2 years ago and I stayed 2 nights. Then last year I came here, stayed 4 nights. And I didn't think very much of the place when I came here before. I thought, what's the big deal? So I've given it a little bit more time this year and it has grown on me. Bacolod is not the sort of place which leaps out at you and says, hey, look at me, oh my lovely place. It's a bit of a slow burner, I feel. So I don't think I gave it much attention the first 2 times I came here. I sort of just immediately thought, oh, there's nothing here, move on. It's actually an okay place. There's nice places to walk around. This park, the lagoon, where I've walked every day. So every day I've walked through this park and then I've walked down to the lagoon and had a coffee down there. And it is a lovely environment down there. There's a few shopping malls, the Ayala, Gasano, Robinson's. So it does have everything that a big city should have. It's got a lot more going for it than I thought it had originally. What attracts you to any city in the Philippines? What do you need to make you want to live there? Well, it needs to have variety. It needs to have things to do. It needs to have restaurants to go to. It needs to have places where you can walk. But for me, I need to live in a bigger city. I don't think these smaller cities, even though it's probably quite big, has it got enough for me to want to live there. Actually, last night I was coming back from the Bay Walk. Morning! I had something to eat at SM City and then I walked back to my hotel, and it's not a very... No, you can't have money. Which brings me nicely on to what I was about to say. I was walking back from SM City towards my hotel at 9 o'clock and already there are lots of people sleeping on the streets. I haven't really found this as much in other cities in the Philippines. The number of people who live on the streets, and there's a number of people who live in this park here. As I was walking back to my hotel, already there are, at 9 o'clock, there was lots of people asleep actually on the sidewalk already. So,
Hello, my friends.
hello, how are you? So it does have, I feel, a little bit of edginess about it. I wouldn't actually feel that comfortable walking around in the dark here, unlike other Philippine cities. I might be wrong, it might be very safe here, but I do feel it has a little bit of an edge after dark. That aspect needs to be thought about as well if you're thinking of living here, whether it's a completely safe city to live in. I'm at Turf Cafe for the smallest tuna and cheese sandwich. And a little bit burnt as well. 165 pesos for this delicacy. Might be a bit loud, I don't know if you can hear me. This is where all the cool kids hang out. So I don't know why I'm here. What does Bacolod have that Dumaguete doesn't have? Shopping malls, nice parks to walk, get the sunset because it's located on the other side of the island. In Dumaguete you get the sunrise in the morning over the boardwalk. You have that lovely aspect where you walk along the boardwalk in the morning. You have the restaurants overlooking the water. Both have great restaurants now. Accommodation in Dumaguete, what? There's one condo, two condos? There's not that many condos in Dumaguete. There's more being built. In Bacolod, there's more condo buildings and more being built. There's a lot happening in Bacolod. It's a city under progression. Access to other places. Where Dumaguete is situated, you've got access to Bohol, you've got access to Sikyor. Bacolod, you've got access to Iloiles and Guimaras Island. I would prefer going to either Sikyor or Bohol to go into Iloilo or Guimaras. So I do like the location of Dumaguete in comparison to Bacolod. Flights, you've got an airport 20 kilometers away in Bacolod that's many flights daily to Cebu and Manila. In Dumaguete, the airport is closer in town and you've got flights also to Cebu and Manila, not as many as you have from Bacolod each day. Like Davao or Panglao, once one of the airports in either Dumaguete or Bacolod start flying internationally, then the appeal might be greater. There's lots of new areas planned for Bacolod at the moment, and yeah, it's probably it's going to take another 5 years before it's ready. Bacolod is an up-and-coming city. Dumaguete is the more compact city. I mean, everything happens in the centre of Dumaguete, apart from North Point, which is a little bit further away. But Dumaguete is more compact than Bacolod, so if you want everything on your doorstep, then Dumaguete has it all there, as opposed to Bacolod, which is a little bit more spread out. There are other areas outside Bacolod that you can go to, like the ruins in Talisay and Silay City, which is 20 kilometers away where the airport is. That's a nice place to go and visit. So you do have some nice areas outside Bacolod. Nightlife, well, which is better? I do like North Point in Dumaguete. I do like that area there, and it's also got, well, it's got why not? Less said about that the better. Bacolod, it's got a few bars, but not so much nightlife. Also in Dumaguete, you've got access to Valencia, going and staying in the cooler place up in the mountains. So at the moment, do I have a preference for either? I do love the boardwalk in Dumaguete, and I do love that aspect of walking along the boulevard in the morning, and I do love the restaurants overlooking the sea. If I was to choose one over the other, I would still choose Dumaguete. Bacolod is up and coming, it's a nice city, but it's not quite there yet. Have I missed anything? Why would you choose Dumaguete over Bacolod or vice versa? I've been in Bacolod almost a week now. Every day I do a morning and afternoon stroll. So it's nice to have a nice environment like this to walk around in the morning. When you walk around IT Park in Cebu, the greenery by Supermercado is totally barren now. Nice to see greenery like there was in San Carlos City. Beautiful greenery. I'm in Lagoon Park. There's a cafe here in the corner. I'm sure it was different a few years ago. But anyway, it's hidden away in the corner, and I saw all the tables and chairs and people sitting here, but I couldn't see a cafe because The cafe is just like a door in the wall, so it's not obvious. So it's a lovely little spot in the corner of the park. I've got my hazelnut latte, choco mucho, which I love. No peanut butter or dark chocolate. The store only had the white chocolate, but hey ho. And I've got my diary to write. Already the sun is scorchio. I left the hotel at 7:15 and I'm glad I wore my hat. So as I say, the city is growing on me. So I spent more time here this time, and although I am pretty much invisible, like the other big cities I'm walking around now as a foreigner, I'm pretty invisible. In a recent video I made the same comment about walking around Dumaguete and being invisible, and somebody posted a derogatory comment about that. I'm not expecting everybody to be jumping up and down with joy at seeing me, but it's nice when you are in a different city or town to be welcome, people to say hello, but that doesn't really happen here.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning, how are you? Are you good? I don't know if the people are more standoffish. Maybe there's lots of foreigners they see here and we're not a novelty anymore, but totally invisible, especially by the women. The other day when I was talking about the place and saying that it wasn't that friendly and people are a bit standoffish, was not really true. Good morning, gentlemen. Oh, it's go. Bye. Enjoy your day. Take care. Bye bye. Yesterday morning I was walking around the lagoon and there was a couple of ladies sitting there, looked up at me as I was walking past and then were keen to engage. So it is a friendly place. Like I said about Bacolod not being over the top and leaping out at you, it's the same with the people. I mean, they are friendly. They don't go about it in a shouty, hey Joe way. They are just there and they are friendly. So I take that back, Bacolod people. I actually did meet a British guy the other day who relocated to Australia. He comes to see his girlfriend who lives here and he loves the place.
Yeah, bro, welcome to Bacolod City, huh?
Thank you very much. I take it back. People are friendly in Bacolod. Sorry, Bacolod. I love you really. I'm sitting at Don Miguel Resto on the seafront. It's a horrible night. It's been very damp. It's been raining since 5 p.m. when I got here for a sundowner. But I thought I'd stay anyway and have a couple of sundowners. So yeah, I take that back. I was sitting here and there was a group of about 10 Filipinas. Well, probably 9 Filipinas and 1 Filipino sitting in a group together drinking. And a few of them walked past me to take photographs up here, and as each of them walked past me, they each greeted me and said hello. And then when they were leaving en masse, as I say, in their group of 10. And one of them was carrying a child in her arms, and who was probably about 2 or 3 years old, and she said, "Say goodbye to Tito." It was such a heartfelt moment to be appreciated like that, and for them all to say goodbye. It was such a lovely feeling. So what I said about people in Bacolod not being friendly, I take that back. I spoke too soon.
been watching Uncle, the man from Bigg World Cinema. Please like, subscribe and share with your friends.